Hello, good morning, happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining me for another Saints and Angels Oracle deck reading for our week to come. It's Final Friday here in July. It's the 26th, 2024. What a fiery, amazing, intense, and amplified month July has been. Collectively and definitely individually for me. And I'm sure for many of you, lots of people that I have been hearing from and talking to are experiencing so many of the bubble bursting scenarios and experiences that really are coming with sort of this boiling water time that we're in right now. Real transmutation and purging, cleansing, clearing kind of thing that's happening. So, whatever of the stages that you're in and going through, I hope you're enjoying them. We'll see what we've got to transition ourselves into August with this week in the card. I'm super excited to see what we'll have. Last week was such a full reading. After the full moon, it's just perfect. And I felt those cards so distinctly important for everyone, you know, and so many people going through lots of different health issues, healing things, different types of things popping up that perhaps used to be issues or were working through, kind of rearing their heads again and stuff. So it's definitely those messages of stress, management and healing and believing in yourself and taking healing into your own hands and knowing your power and your place is, of course, always helpful to most people. But nowadays it's just even more important that we kind of step out of the victim stage and that perspective and really step into, right, the King of Rods, which has, been our theme, right? I'm like blanking on the word for a second. Our monthly theme from tarot that we got at the start of July. And it's really stepping into your power and owning it and choosing to do that in, or which way you choose to do that in, really, because you can have your power and give it away in a victim, tyrant, slave master kind of entanglements all over the place, very negatively aligned and debt-based. Or you can choose the more positively aligned, kingly energies that come, with a way more sovereignty, free energy, and a massive surplus, an abundance of energy to do whatever you please with. So yeah, whichever ways, I've been feeling a little both throughout the month. So it'll be great to see how this evolves into next month. I'm going to just get into the grounding, I guess, here. Not do too much of a preamble or any discussion on numerology or anything, really. I think hearkening into my old practice of getting it just to the cards this morning. I'm going to take a crystal for a little calming resonance here to lead the way. So I'm going to close my eyes and walk us through just a little bit of a nice centering, grounding moment where we could collectively become a good, gracious audience before I pull my cards, or the card, excuse me. If you'd like to close your eyes, you can as well. You can. But if you don't, that's okay too. You can watch, or you could do whatever you're doing. If you're doing something else, this isn't like a hypnosis. You could drive or do dishes, whatever you're doing. Point being is just to become more conscious in the present moment, in your body, in your mind, body, and spirit, all layers and levels, right? And practice a space of quiet listening and openness and acceptance. That's what I'm encouraging and offering here. So however you can get comfortable for that and ready, let's practice that flash of surrender that I talk about sometimes. Taking a few breaths on your own, whatever type you feel called to just tap into a moment of relaxation. You can close your eyes down and let the darkness of your eyelids assist that mind to quiet, help the body to really settle down and detach from the outside world. Take a moment to see all the thoughts, the energy, everything you've already done today, every little bit of it, like bits of paper, snowflakes, or glitter. See them inside a snow globe, swirling around, maybe shake it up even. See them twinkling, flashing around. Maybe even you're inside that snow globe for a moment. And it's your energy and thoughts all around you and inside you, swirling, rushing. Feel them and allow it to settle down. With a nice exhale, set that snow globe down. Feel the steady stillness. Let your imagination, your mind's eye, watch as those bits slow down, gently swirling, finding their way, like leaves in a gentle breeze even, down to the ground, settling at the bottom of that snow globe, leaving the scene crisp and clear, crystal clear. Breathe for a moment into that clarity. Pull it down through the nasal passages, down through the throat. Feel its fresh coolness clearing you as it travels inwards. Passing down through the throat into the collarbone and shoulders. Creating space and coolness, relief and release as it goes. On each breath, maybe you need to move your neck a little or shift your position, and that's okay. Let the breath lead the way. This is a moment to create more space and relaxation in your body. To give yourself a bit of relief and ease in whatever way feels natural and comfortable. So breathe truth, space in deeper now on the next breath. Feeling it traveling down into the abdomen, into the bottom of the lungs. Really stretching your sides, your armpit, chest, your shoulder blades. Let the exhale travel out with some sound if you need. pulling in that fresh air all the way into the deepest caverns within you, deep into your bellows, into your bowels even. Bringing down fresh air and nutrients, bringing energy, light and love even into those darker parts of you. Feel it creating space, bringing light down into those deep caves within you, into all the cracks and crevices. Let the exhale rise out of you gently, like steam. Feel the warmth of it as it rises out, traveling out the nose or mouth. Let it be easy and gentle. Feel the abdomen pulling inwards and tightening with the exhale so that you can really gently allow all the breath to be pushed out. Maybe retain it for a moment. And then feel that gracious relief of the cool exhale as it naturally pulls in, down deeply into that universe of you. The exhale so naturally floating up and out, carrying with it stale energy, old energy, used up breath that we call CO2. All of it has purpose in the universe outside of you now. So let it go. Let it go where it needs to, where it is called. Breathing in and out as you feel called and as it feels called. Taking this moment to listen to your own breath, how it feels today, which may be different than yesterday or tomorrow, or even an hour from now, or 5 minutes. Let each breath be new, actually. Let that be the counter of newness, the refresh button. Each inhale and exhale. Allow yourself the peace of mind to space your time generously, to count your time on your breaths, to live your day on your time, nobody else's. And certainly not a silly counting clock. Breathe life into your day and into your physical body vessel, into each moment, into each conversation, into each way you look and cast your gaze, consciously casting judgment fairly and honestly, openly, not with a bias and distortion, not negatively aligned, looking and critiquing in ways to separate and restrict and cast down, but instead looking openly and honestly at just what is and what can be from there. Positive, open ways, freeing ways, harmonious solutions that honor every piece involved. It is possible, and it is always possible. Breathe in that possibility of potentiality in on each breath. Let that, like information energy pockets, riding in with the air molecules and nutrients, passing into you, into your spirit and mind layers, seeping into those transactions and exchanges, guiding your spirit and thoughts into the positive realm and perspectives that are of the highest alignments, attuning to that positive, free-flowing, open service to all, seeking that which is best and highest good for all. For yourself, of course, but in that honors all, always, because you are a divine reflection of God's source. When you do service for yourself and you honor it in that way, you are serving all. So as you breathe into the universe of you, and as I breathe into my universe of me, of I, the I am that I recognize here, my words, in my physical vessel, in my breath, I honor that. I seek to always honor that, my highest ability and capabilities. With newness in each present moment, assessing it for what it is, I honor my highest path. In each of these breaths, as I do with each of these Friday practices, I honor myself in this commitment, in this creation of space to be a good audience, to activate my layers, to speak to the layers out there, to seek advice. Through spiritual divination, I honor myself as I honor you. I thank myself as I thank you for your time and presence, for your gracious audience, for your practice, commitment, and partnership in this beautiful co-creation, the orchestration that is a reality here, this experience of life. Cells amid the body of God, I thank you for your divine service for our collective as I thank myself. Let's just take a moment to breathe into that fullness and into that connection and to see each of us all here together, sitting no matter what space and time, come together collectively in imagination space, in the astral, in the heart center, in all of these beautiful envisionments of our connected space that is outside of time, outside of these silly measurements and these restrictions that are put on us here and now. We meet in the before and after, in the ever-present present moment that contains the whole of all. I thank you for joining me. Breathing just for a moment and feeling gratitude. Maybe bring your hands together in prayer or at your heart. Perhaps just feel your feet on the ground, feel your hands as they rest. Owning your presence and your present state. The time it takes to make the decision to be here now. You can wiggle your fingers and toes. Get ready to open your eyes. I'm going to ring my bell here. Wonderful. Now my deck. Take out my cards as we thank you, our beloved saints and angels, for your beautiful light and love that you offer us, your ever-present, present moment, higher density audience. We thank you. We ask if you could offer us support or guidance, wisdom or advice here in this week to come, July 26th, under our beautiful umbrella theme of the King of Rods here. That is our final week to work through. We ask anything you would like to share as a cherry on top of this wonderful, fiery, alchemic, purging and burning month that we have been going through and are continuing to go through. We thank you and we feel your support. We know it and honor it. And we ask if you could offer through these beautiful cards a working or practice for our week, collectively and individually. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, now I'm going to shuffle for a moment. And cut. Okay, emotions with Saint Dymphna. What a beautiful card, what a beautiful saint and name. I love the coloration with the violet and the pink purple hues here. It's like the midnight, early morning kind of colors. And the blue flame she carries here, the cold blue. It's, sorry for I'm trying to block the, I've got a piece of my hair stuck to me too. I'm trying to block the reflection. I'm going to read the card before I get caught up in my own interpretations and meanings. Emotions, emotions. 29. The answer to your question involves emotions, either yours or those of the person you're inquiring about. This is also a message for you to pay close attention to your emotions. It's safe for you to admit your true feelings to yourself. Saint Dymphna can help you find solutions to any emotional upsets. She's a loving saint who specializes in helping you achieve emotional and mental health. The lantern that she carries helps you better see where you're going and assists you in avoiding obstacles on your path. Allow Saint Dymphna to illuminate your journey. If you notice any unwanted patterns in your behavior, or if you're about to sabotage yourself, call upon this powerful saint for immediate assistance. This card is also a message for you to trust your feelings, especially as they guide you to make positive changes. Your feelings are the voice of heaven speaking through you, and you have a right to them, even if others disagree with them. You can also release any upsetting emotions to God, Saint Dymphna, and the angels for healing and guidance. Saint Dymphna was a Celtic girl who fled from her homeland after her widowed father made advances towards her in his bereavement. She and Saint Jerobanus, sorry, I might have totally murdered that name, traveled to Antwerp, where they founded an oratory. Eventually, Dymphna's father found her, and when she rejected his inappropriate affections, he murdered both her and Jerobanus. Oh my goodness. Dymphna's relics and location of her death are said to heal epilepsy, insanity, nervous conditions, and possessions. Today, a mental health facility stands on the place in Giel, near Antwerp, where Dimfna passed away. She is the patron saint of mental health and mental health workers. You can call upon her to help you, a loved one, or a client with emotional or mental upsets. Wow, that resonates in my world so in such ways, and it's also so particular to quite a few people and friends that I know in different ways and in different aspects of my life. So I just am hearing so many pieces or seeing so many beautiful separate pieces in the puzzle kind of showcasing the same beautiful interpretations for this card. So I hope you hear your own unique interpretations within that message, and I hope throughout the week, as you let and listen to emotions, let them lead the way and guide you. I know I certainly have had emotions and working through emotions on my mind lately, and asking for different ways to transmute difficult, intense emotions. So if you're looking for that as well, know that you can listen and ask for Saint Dimfna, and she'll lead the way, as well as your guardian angels and higher self, and of course God, Source. I also have a meditation. I believe I already put it on YouTube, but I'll double check. If I do, I'll link it here on Telegram after, which is a wonderful transmutation technique that I actually got from a follower, a like follower of the Law of One, who I follow their site and blog, and they pull a lot of techniques and references, not only from those specific books, but then from a lot of teachings of Jesus and Christ, the Christ consciousness, sort of Christian metaphysical world. And it's a great sort of walkthrough on a way to work through specific intense emotions when you're in the moment of them. And I use that a lot, and I have used that a lot over the years. So if you're interested, I'll link that as well, and you can check that out. But feel free to do searching, of course, on your own terms and in your own ways. And love to hear about them if you find your own, or you know of other techniques or great ways to release strong emotions, intense emotions. I think it's a great time to start sharing out those sort of techniques and practices, and really doing them and bringing ourselves back into them, even if they're just, like myself, for more of a daily maintenance and not for real crisis events. I remember when I used to sort of have anxiety, and I would have anxiety attacks and the sort of things that really I had learned, more techniques like tapping and breath work, and going through these real visual guided meditations where it was real active work for crisis sort of events that I'm going through in my past. And along the work of doing regular daily work, and the hygienic sort of has got rid of any of those real intense symptomatic issues through all of my health crises and all mental health crises. But in the last 2 to 3 years, the nice sort of calm daily practices that have created wonderful ease and a sense of well-being in myself, now I'm looking to kick it up a gear and to really pull back the layer and to get into a crisper, cleaner, healthier lifestyle. And so those, I'm meeting my next layer of sort of working through the next layers of emotions, and meeting sort of high intensity emotions in my day with my kids in regular ways throughout the day, how I can actually incorporate those lessons that I learned at more extreme times into these smaller scenarios that are just in a moment, where I could actually, instead of having to go and segregate myself away and do breath work and tapping, or do something that's, really a whole process, to really learning how, okay, a flash of surrender, okay, shake it out, something that's something that you can do like that has that whole practice and remembrance in it, that I can tap in and let go in the moment. sort of like how you see a bear after a fight, it shakes its whole body out and it shakes the stress out. Or a dog shakes off all the wet when it jumps out of the water and does that whole thing and all the drips come off, ways that we can do that in our daily moments to keep the ball moving and to keep momentum positively going, so that these sort of negative hiccups in the day, they don't get locked away for later and then become a conundrum of negative storage that turns into a crisis event for me later with a headache or a migraine, or I end up eating eating something bad because, I've been felt like deny myself these little things all day long, or for a whole month, or whatever the thing is that's built up, and then I end up having a health crisis because I ate something I shouldn't have ate, these more easier ways to intermingle spiritual, mental, and physical practices in everyday moments, and they come with they come with emotions, and I think the emotions tying into releasing those and calling in the positive ones create the energy we need to sort of do the other flushing out, the electric flushing out, and the physical flushing out that needs to happen throughout all of the other systems, the hormonal systems, the chemistry, the energy, the muscles, and the bone, and all the tension that kind of comes along with the emotions, right? It comes along with the stressful or catalytic scenarios or events, even especially when they're big crisis events. If you're still having big mental health issues and they really overtake your life here and there, or a lot, or to multiple times a day even. I have totally gotten on a tangent. Now this video is half an hour. Thank you so much for joining me here on Friday morning. Expect a week of continual emotional work. Make sure to do the work, and it'll get easier. Just know in doing the work it gets easier. That's what I keep telling myself. Is as long as I'm not turning blind eye, as long as I'm not purposely shoving things into a corner for later, as long as I'm not purposely excusing away something another is doing just to make my day easier, or as long as I'm not pointing a finger and casting blame on another to sort of amplify something they're doing to get away from an inner thing that I didn't want to discuss, but then notice they're doing, so now I jump on them about it, right? Instead, if I could just look back at myself and do that little bit of work I need to do, maybe even talk to them in a way that we're struggling through the same thing and get some support, that's probably what I need, really, instead of turning into a victim or scapegoating or bullying in all those different ways, because we all play bully and victim roles throughout a day and in different scenarios. And if you haven't yet realized that within yourself, then and you have huge emotions about even admitting that you could do something like that or be a part of both, maybe that's where your work is for this week. I don't know. I keep bringing up things and blabbing. That's my own inner work for now. Reeling things in. But thank you so much again. I'm going to really actually close here now for joining me here this Friday. And I'll see you next Friday for our first Friday for August. And in the meantime, be sure always, you can send me emails or send me messages over on Telegram if you're interested. My personal account is linked through Amory Speaks, so you can find Allison through there and message me if you'd like. Or send me an email. Anyways, I will see you next Friday. Have a wonderful weekend.